All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers in today's video. We're going to focus mainly on the defensive side of things because, as we do know, Green Bay, even though they drafted a tackle in their first round, most of their draft was spent and focused primarily on the defensive side of things. So you have got a new defensive coordinator coming into town in Jeff Hafley. Joe Barry's tenure as the defensive coordinator for Green Bay was horrible. You know, they have so much freaking talent. They got even more talent with Edgerrin Cooper, Javon Bullard, Evan Williams, Ketan Aladapo, Tyron Hopper. But you have all these freaking beasts, man. Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Quay Walker, Jair Alexander. Now you pick up Xavier McKinney. And the Packers defense has just been so underwhelming the last few seasons with Joe Barry. He was so defensive. He was never aggressive. Devondre Campbell, Packers linebacker last year, literally had to have a private meeting with head coach Matt LaFleur to be like, dude, we got to be more aggressive. And so Hafley, the new DC coming on over from Boston College, promises a more aggressive approach meant to hit and run and is looking to build on fundamentals. In addition to getting fast and physical, Hafley wants to get to know his players, see their strengths, and put them in the best position to succeed. So we just finished rookie minicamp. We got OTAs beginning in just a couple of days, and you're going to start to see this on the field. We've already been seeing it on the field. Guys like Edgerrin Cooper and Tyron Hopper reportedly impressed Matt LaFleur and the Packers coaching staff so much. So those are two guys we're going to focus on in today's video. We're going to talk about this defense in general because, once again, there are so many guys begging to break out. I'm looking at like Devontae Wyatt. I think he's going to be so good in Jeff Hafley's system. I think Quay Walker's going to be so good in Hafley's system. So before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I'm a diehard Green Bay Packers fan, so we post a ton of Packers videos on this channel. If we could try to get this video to 250 likes, it would mean the world to me. So we're seeing these reports. Hafley won't stick to a quote-unquote color by numbers defense. Rather, he'll seek to maximize his players' strengths and craft the best defense he can. For the defensive line, Hafley said that group has to attack. That's not going to be passive read and react. And he didn't say this, but that's basically what Joe Barry and the defense has looked like for the last couple of seasons. So they draft Edgerrin Cooper, all right? And I've been saying on this channel for so long that I think Quay Walker's a stud. He's only been in the NFL for 2 seasons. I think he's had a great 2 years in the league, and I think he's the Packers leader long term. People have just hated that comment. They're saying, oh, check the stats. I'm using my eyes, man. Quay Walker's a freaking beast. But one thing Quay Walker and the Green Bay Packers defense did not do good at last season, or has just not been good at, is the rush defense. They've finished 28th in the NFL in rush defense last season. That's where Edgerrin Cooper really comes in here. So keep in mind, your defensive line's freaking loaded, dude. You've got Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Preston Smith, Ngabare, Carl Brooks, TJ Slayton, Lucas Van Ness. There's talent at the top. There's talent in the depth. There's just so much talent on the defensive line. This is where the linebackers are really going to come in, because if that defensive line can be aggressive, if they can do their job, win in the trenches, you've got this beast secondary now. It gives more lenient, it gives more room to dabble, get creative, to be aggressive with your linebacker room. So that's why I think Quay Walker is going to be a freaking stud in this new scheme. But Edgerrin Cooper, drafted first linebacker of the draft, all right? It was a pick that was, from NFL scouts like Matt Bowen of ESPN said that, in his opinion, the selection was one of the best in the entire 2024 draft. He named Cooper heading to the Packers as one of the best teams fit and perfect landing spots of any prospect this year. He said this: under new coordinator Jeff Hafley, the Packers defense will be more aggressive in coverage and pressure. That means Cooper is a great fit due to his 3-down ability and playmaking upside. Hafley can scheme him as an off-ball / edge blitzer while also maximizing his second level range and coverage. Plus, Cooper can get to the perimeter in the run game and track down ball carriers. So opposing ball carriers averaged just 2.5 yards when Cooper made the tackle last season. Once again, the Packers defense ranked 28th against the run in 2023, and even more so, even getting worse, during Matt LaFleur's 5 seasons as head coach, the Packers have allowed 4.7 yards per rush, which is by far the worst in the National Football League. And speaking to Cooper's athleticism and playmaking ability, he also had 8 sacks last season, despite rushing the passer on only 23% of his snaps. And he ran a 4.51 40-yard dash at the combine, which was tied for 5th amongst all front 7 defenders. So that brings us to their next linebacker selection, round 3, pick 91 via Buffalo, Tyron Hopper, linebacker out of Missouri. Now, this pick across the NFL is getting just so much ridicule because the stats are, he missed 18 tackles. That was the 3rd most in the SEC. He had a missed tackle rate of 14%, which is nearly double the conference average. But once again, that's why I've got dudes like Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper getting a little bit deeper, Isaiah McDuffie. Tyron Hopper is going to be one of these just forceful playmakers whenever his name's called for Green Bay. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to make plenty of missed tackles. But if Hafley can get down to the fundamentals, I think long-term Tyron Hopper can be a star linebacker in the NFL. He had 16 tackles for loss, which was 2nd in the SEC last season. Now, moving on deeper, Carl Brooks. Over his final 9 games of the season, Brooks was arguably the best NFL rookie interior defender, even with Kobe Turner with the Los Angeles Rams and Philadelphia Eagles Jalen Carter playing well. In week 12, he was the NFL's highest graded defensive tackle according to PFF, and he became the Packers' highest graded defender over the final 3 weeks of the season. So, guys, once again, Carl Brooks, great rookie season. Lucas Van Ness, great rookie season. Rashawn Gary, when he's healthy, is a freaking stud. I think Rashawn Gary and Devontae Wyatt are these 2 players who are just going to thrive under Hafley's aggressive system because those are 2 very aggressive players, both in the run and pass game. So defensively, I'm feeling really good. And I know in this video, we didn't have, much time to talk about everybody. Evan Williams, great tackler. Love to see it in the secondary. Javon Bullard from Georgia in the 2nd round. Love that move. Xavier McKinney in free agency, we've talked about a couple of times. Katan Aladapo is so intriguing to me. I know he did just go down with an injury, but long-term, this Packers defense, I think, is just set up for the long term. I'm very curious what they're going to decide to do with Kenny Clark. I've always thought he's, underrated, undercovered in the NFL, but he does, carry a very high salary. So it's really just going to come down to if Jeff Hafley can get this defense playing to the talent that is on the field, which I do feel very comfortable and confident in. Offensively, I don't have any concerns. I don't have any fears or any worries because Jordan Love is my franchise quarterback. I've got Josh Jacobs. I brought back A.J. Dillon. I drafted Marshawn Lloyd. I've got Christian Watson. When he's healthy, if he can stay healthy this upcoming season, he's going to be a 1,000-yard guy. Romeo Doubs, so underrated. Jaden Reed, phenomenal rookie season. Bo Melton, Malik Heath, Dontavian Wicks, phenomenal, slept on rookie seasons. And you've got Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft at the tight end spot and a really solid, reliable, consistent offensive line. So Green Bay, my opinion, definitely over 10 wins. It's going to be a difficult division to win. Minnesota and Chicago are not going to be easy victories, especially long-term, but even in their rookie seasons with their new rookie QBs. And then obviously the Detroit Lions are the team to beat as they held the NFC North crown last year. So that's all I've got in today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But guys, give me a confidence rating scale, 1 out of 10, 10 being very confident on the Packers defense this upcoming season. I'm going to go at least an 8. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.